Hey everyone and welcome back to CryptoScores.com. Today we are looking at a metric that might seem simple but carries a lot of weight. Exchanges Tier 1. It tells you how many top tier exchanges a token is listed out of a maximum of 15, and this number alone can tell you a lot about a project's credibility, reach and future potential. So what are Tier 1 exchanges? These are the biggest, most trusted platforms in crypto: Binance, Coinbase, Kraken and others at that level. They have the highest trading volumes, the strictest listing requirements and the largest users base. Getting listed on a Tier 1 platform isn't easy. These exchanges don't accept just anything, so the project needs a functioning blockchain, solid fundamentals and real traction. So when CryptoScores shows you a score out of 15, it's telling you how many of these top platforms have vetted and accepted this token. And this matters for several reasons. First, liquidity, of course. Tier 1 exchanges bring massive trading volume. Being listed there means deeper on the books, tighter spreads and easier access for millions of users worldwide. Second, credibility, because a Tier 1 listing is like a stamp of approval. These exchanges have teams that review projects before listing them. If Binance and Coinbase both list a token, it's been through a serious vetting process. And third, and this is a big one, future price potential. When a project has high trading volume but is not yet listed on all Tier 1 exchanges, something interesting happens. The moment a new Tier 1 listing is announced, say Binance or Kraken, adds the token, you often see immediate buying pressure. The announcement alone can move the price, so tracking which Tier 1 exchanges are missing can actually help you anticipate catalysts. It's also worth checking the project's roadmap to see if they have new exchange listings. That's the kind of signal that can give you an edge over other investors. So, as usual here, let's take Harvey as an example. When we go to liquidity, we can see the score of 99 over 100, so pretty good project. And when we scroll down, we can see the exchanges Tier 1 here of 15 over 15. So green, of course, every single top tier exchange lists Harvey. Binance, Coinbase, Kraken and all of them, maximum visibility, maximum liquidity, maximum credibility. This is the gold standard. Now the game company, a token with a liquidity score of 24 over 100, not that catastrophic but not that good either. The exchange's Tier 1 is only at 1 over 15. That means the vast majority of top platforms haven't listed, whether because the project hasn't applied, doesn't meet the requirement, or simply isn't on their radar yet. For you as an investor, this means your access is limited. Most of the trading happens outside the Tier 1 ecosystem, which typically means lower volume, wider spreads and more risk. But, and this is really important, if the project is fundamentally strong and eventually gets listed on more Tier X1 exchange, each new listing could be a significant catalyst. So that's why we have to keep an eye on this kind of project. So now let's get back with Olympus and the same liquidity score, but this time there isn't even an exchange's Tier 1 section. 0 out of 15. Not a single top tier exchange lists this token. That tells you the project exists entirely outside the main ecosystem. You will be trading on smaller, less regulated platforms with limited liquidity and limited oversight. Again, it doesn't automatically mean the project has no value, but it means you are operating without any of the safety nets that come with Tier 1 listings. No vetting, no deep liquidity pools, no mainstream accessibility. That's a risk you need to be fully aware of. And as always, go check for yourself. CryptoScores give you the score, but you can click through to CoinGecko here and see exactly which exchanges list the token, their trust scores, their trading volume, and see for yourself if the exchange behind those numbers are platform you trust yourself. So here a good tip here. You can combine this with the spot pairs metric we covered in a previous video, and you will get a complete picture of where and how a token can be traded. Remember, Tier 1 exchanges don't just bring liquidity, they bring trust, visibility, and potential catalysts. A project going from 1 to 5 Tier 1 listing is a completely different investment than one that's already at 15. Both can be interesting, but for very different reasons. Remember, you are the analyst and you make the call. Exchanges Tier 1, it tells you who trusts this project enough to list it. Check it on CryptoScores.com and we will see you there in the next one.